Tonight we want to introduce you to a Boise man fighting for his wife, their future, and people in need.
And when we say fighting, we mean, well, really brutal fighting. Matt King is live in the studio with our story.
Yeah, Donna Michelle, Drew Nelson fights mixed martial arts for a living. He started fighting because it was fun, but now he'll readily admit the money does matter. And he could make a lot of that if he keeps up what you're about to see. We're still 5 fights away from the main event Drew Nelson's headlining, and the man they call the Animal just booted the night's previous level of intensity through one of the concrete walls of his dressing room. To this point, we'd watched amateurs grapple and flail in front of 10,000 paying customers rabid for a glimpse of contained violence. Well, we found just that in a Spartan locker room 2 stories below the masses.
I feel like if I was half most of these guys' size, I'd still beat them up.
Drew has bowling balls for fists, and he wields them like a typist on deadline might his fingertips. Every practice blow seems to freeze the room around him, snapping shut eyelids with each resounding smack.
I guess everything's more enjoyable if you're good at it.
And Drew is good, undefeated even. But the what of his success isn't as complicated as the how or the why. Just ask his parents.
There was times when they were like, where is his bottom?
Teenage Drew thought he had it all figured out. He now admits he was completely lost as a younger man and had no idea how difficult the world could be.
When you push hard enough, I guess, to have it your way, sometimes that's exactly what you get.
Drew credits his wife Crystal with extracting him from that period of darkness. But he also thanks his knucklehead years for giving his life a purpose.
If somebody needs help and I see it, I'll help.
And here we reveal the wrinkle in the makeup of this Achilles. The warrior on his way to the cage, his mitts coiled, keen to inflict pain, uses those same hands to ladle soup to the homeless, teach troubled youth, and even to make his wife breakfast.
She cooks better than me, but I like to cook.
Drew seems fixated on his legacy, on the macro and not the micro, on building up the man and not his accomplishments. He's the kind of champ who's uncomfortable wearing his own belt.
There's very few opportunities in this world where you can dig in and do something.
Drew believes he's identified one of those occasions in tonight. Here, the mob cheers his intensity and bulging muscles, welcoming the night's headline fight. But unlike that aforementioned Greek hero, Drew's weapons were not bestowed upon him by the gods. His workout plan? Up at 5:30, gym by 7, stretching, sparring, weights, core, back work, cardio, and that's all before lunch. Detractors call him gorilla, juice monkey, and roid head. But Drew's never failed a blood test.
I've dealt with the big dumb guy thing.
No, for Drew, it's not the critic who counts. Not when he's the guy actually in the arena. His face streaked with sweat, and he hopes, not blood. And not when he's got Crystal, the 6'2", 260-pound super heavyweight champion who says he likes to feel out his opponent by dropping him to the mat, calls his blushing bride the only challenger who frightens him.
You learn how to navigate the smack talking better because you get in trouble. That's one fight that I don't want is with her.
And at this point, this is one fight Will Heinrich doesn't want.
He thinks he's going to get the best of this, I guess. And I understand that attitude or whatever, but he's not. He's going to get the worst of all of it.
One of those same fists, twitchy and eager for so much of the night, well, now it finds a target and revisits it again and again. Too many times for the judge, he calls the fight. The main event over in less than 2 minutes. The reigning, still undefeated champ raises his belt and hustles to share the night's success with his wife.
I fight hard for her. You know, not just in a cage, you know. I've never loved something so much in my life.
And yes, that includes fighting. Drew's good at what he does, and there's money and belts and perhaps fame ahead if he wants it.
The big show, the UFC and all that stuff isn't going to hit me like, oh, wow, I'm here. I told my wife, it's going to be more like, now I'm here.
But right now, he's here, in Crystal's arms. Drew says he's committed to becoming the best fighter he can be. The woman behind the Animal supports that. But if the day ever comes where that support falters, Drew knows what he'll give up. Because this, right here, is exactly where he wants to be.
It's a big fan right here.
The one footnote we wanted to add, we do so many stories and have to hustle to get them on air. It's not that hard to look good in a 15-minute interview, but with Drew, we spent 4 months of sporadic shoots and back and forth contact, and consistently, he just seemed like a really, really good guy. Live in studio, Matt King, today's Channel 6 News.